Hey guys, what's going on? Welcome back. And this is an extremely important module. Now, I know that often people see the word mindset and they're like, oh my God, again, trust me, I do the same thing. But I'm going to keep this ninja and precise for you. And the first most important thing I want to tell you today is there's one common denominator amongst people that do not succeed in real estate. Okay, I've spoken to over 10,000 investors over our 7 years in business. And I can always tell when someone's not going to succeed. And it's because they are extremely skeptical. They're extremely pessimistic. Okay. I can tell that they're inviting more stress into their lives with the pessimism and the outlook and stuff like that. And so I only share this with you because the number one point in mindset is being optimistic. That is it. You don't have to kill yourself. You don't have to reprogram yourself, but you have to catch your pessimistic thoughts. Okay. We have to try to think more positively about what's going to happen. All right. Now, I have a trick to think more positively, and I'm going to share that with you. And I started doing this when I was 14 years old. And then by the time literally I was 17, it was a habit. All right. At first, it was not a habit, but I'll explain to you what happened. I remember as a kid, I was having a lot of negative thoughts, anxiety about what I thought was going to happen, or, she's not going to like me. Back then, the thoughts are very immature, or, hey, things aren't going to go good at that party or whatever it is. And I remember saying to myself, Nick, it's not very fair to you to have a negative thought only. Okay. It is fair that you have a positive thought that matches your negative thought. Okay. Because now if you want to think something negative, that's fine, but you should combat that, right? We have to balance the scales. I'm sure we've all heard the story about which wolf do you want to feed? Well, think that pessimism and optimism are two wolves that live inside of you. And you need to be careful which one you're feeding. And if you're going to feed the pessimist, you have to feed the optimist. You have to counteract it. So what I started doing was I started saying, well, what if this happened? Oh, well, let's say, well, what if she doesn't like me? Well, what if she loves me? Right. So I would have this combative thought. Well, my boss wanted to meet with me. What if I'm going to get fired? Well, what if I get a raise? Right. So every time, and then I started going into these situations, and after 50, 200 times, whatever it was, the positive thing started being right all the time. And the truth is, it's really very often right anyways. We are just scared, or we're thinking this is going to be negative. And you know what? When you do that, you show up negative. You show up projecting all over everything around you. And when you do that and you're talking to leads and you're projecting your skepticism and you're projecting your negativity and you're projecting your pessimism all over them, it is going to kill the deal. They are not going to want to work with you. Okay, so this is why I share that we need to start combating. If you find yourself naturally pessimistic, even slightly pessimistic, I would put this practice into place. Every negative thought gets a positive thought of equal strength. If it's super negative, it has to be super positive. Okay, that's how that works. All right, so I want you guys to try this because this is the no fluff mindset talk. Just don't be negative about everything that you think is going to happen to you. I know this has happened. I know people have had bad luck. I know this hasn't worked out for everyone. Yeah, I don't want to focus on that. I know it's also worked out for a ton of people that I know personally. So let's not poison ourselves to the outcome of what we're going to get. So everything that you're going to hear me say throughout this course is going to be based in a massive sense of optimism. And that's actually how I am. That's why my clients like working with me. But everything is also backed up by numbers, which we're going to go over too. All right. But this is what you're going to need to do to get the right mindset to be successful at anything new. Anything new. All right. Not just land investing, not just real estate investing, anything you want to do, you're going to have to think more optimistically about it. Well, all right, guys, let's jump into our next module. Thanks for tuning in.